Hello, today we're going to be working with the WundaCore Resistance Ring. We're going to get going with a sincere focus on a full body workout. Well, we're going to take it down now into what we call a kneeling squat. So I'd like us to come down onto our knees, and we're going to find ourselves with the WundaCore behind our back. So you can see I'm holding that WundaCore, imprinting on it with nice long fingers and with my palms. Try not to find the WundaCore as horizontal like this. We're trying to discover it's more parallel to the backside of your torso. Knees can be wide, big toes slightly touching. If we find a crease at the top of our hips, we can lengthen that tailbone and crown of the head away from one another, bowing the torso forward, and we're actively imprinting inbound on the WundaCore. Then we're gonna rise up to nice and tall. Careful not to over squeeze the glutes. So creasing at the top of the hips, we bow the torso forward. As you're pressing inbound on the WundaCore, try to discover your sitting bones are broadening, and so too is your collarbone. And then rising up nice and tall. Good. Inner line of the inner thighs. Again, spiraling towards the wall in front of you. Exhale to lower. Inhale to rise. Now, if this is aggressive on your knees, you can limit the range of motion. So you might just go down about this much and then come right back up, okay? Otherwise, think of reaching those hips over the feet. Sitting bones are broadening. Sitting bones narrow to bring you back up. We have two changes coming on deck. Exhale to lower. Keep pressing inbound on that WundaCore Resistance Ring. And rise up. We're gonna hold the next one in that squat about halfway down. Try to let your shins, your metatarsals, your toes melt into the mat. And then we're gonna give a little tiny bend and a little tiny extension of the elbows. We're not looking to do it too big because you can see that's gonna take your shoulder girdle into a placement we don't like. So let's really focus a lot. Well, we're focusing on a lot of things, but let's focus on keeping that shoulder girdle stabilization where the shoulder blades are plugged into the mid-upper back. We're pressing inbound on that WundaCore, elbows narrow. One more change. If you're feeling that upper body getting heated up, that's a good thing. Let's go for 3. Stay with me though in the squat. We have 2. Hold. Now we're just gonna slip our thumbs inside the WundaCore. Wrist and palms are facing the ceiling now. And we're gonna do a little gentle lift and lower, nothing too big. You wanna think about reaching long through the fingertips. Feel the shoulder blades melting down the back line of the torso. We're here for 8. Lots of length between the tailbone and the crown of the head. We're here for 6. We have a 4-point kneel coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. All right, so we're lying on our side now, taking things onto our side. We're gonna have our WundaCore in front of us. I'd like you to balance yourself on top of your left forearm and have your right hand on that small groove you see in the WundaCore, thumbs and fingers nice and long. Do your best to stack your right hip atop of your left and feel if you give me just the smallest amount of press on that WundaCore. Again, we're not trying to mash it, but if we just give a little amount of press on that WundaCore, you get that nice active lift of your bottom left waistline away from the mat, okay? I'm actually gonna turn myself this way so you get a better vantage point. Good, excellent. So again, instead of dropping here, you wanna just apply a little press on that WundaCore. Keep it steady, not too rocky. Feel that nice lift of the left waistline away from the floor. Now via the crease on the outer right hip, we're gonna reach lots of length through that foot as we lift and lower. You're gonna tap that floor. Do your best to keep your right foot and right toes parallel. Keep your right hip nice and stacked quietly atop of the left. And start to feel, as you lift and lower that right leg, it's coming less from the foot and ankle. It's coming more from where the right femur head articulates with the dome of the right pelvis. So we're not really that interested in height, okay? You can see that gets a little clunky. I start to drop my waistline, where the whole point is to keep that left waistline lifted. Neck is long, a continuation of the rest of the spine. You're looking at the world on a diagonal line. Very nice. We have a couple more like this. Keep pressing on that WundaCore, not aggressively, just greet it so that you get that extra lift of the left waistline away from the floor. Hold that right leg up. It's hard. I keep finding myself wanting to do that, but thank God this WundaCore is helping me out. We're gonna bend that right leg, kind of like half a diamond, keep it parallel, and extend that right leg nice and long. Now, I don't expect you to look down and watch your leg or foot. Just see all of this movement with your mind's eye. Exhaling as you bend the right leg, inhaling to stretch it long. Try to keep that right ankle up as high as your right top hip. Very nice. Keep that active press on the WundaCore so that we're able to continue lifting that left rib basket and left waistline away from the floor. Here's our last one. We're gonna hold it. We have one more change coming up. Go ahead and without pressing down more on that WundaCore, we're gonna just float our left hip off and then lower it back down. That right leg's just going for the ride. So we're not gonna compress that WundaCore, but we are gonna raise that bottom hip off the mat and softly lower it down. Excellent, good. Inhale to rise up. Exhale to lower down. Keeping lots of space between the head of the left shoulder joint and the dome of the left shoulder joint. Let's go for 3 more. Good. Nice steady WundaCore, last 2. We have 1 more to go. And regroup, awesome. All right. Let's take things on to our back. What we want to do is give ourselves a moment to just roll down sequentially through the spine. We're going to hold on to the WundaCore with the right hand. I'd like you to place your right arch inside the other end of the WundaCore. Left leg is going to stay nice and long. What we want to do is take our left hand behind our head. Now, think of the shoulders plugging down. You're going to roll the head, neck, and shoulders up. The left leg is hovering off of the floor. Keep your belt line level. Now, from here, we're gonna bend that left knee into a tabletop, pausing when the knee arrives over the hip, and then stretch that left leg long, lowering it down slightly. So we exhale as the left knee bends in. Inhale as we find length in the back line of the left leg and lower it down. Something I want you not to think about doing is bending and stretching kind of aggressively like this, okay? We really want to find intention both as we stretch that leg long and even as we bring that left knee back in. So we're inhaling as we stretch long and lengthen down. Exhale, let the low abs, the psoas, invite that left knee back in. Beautiful. Now let's talk about that right shoulder. Something we want to avoid when holding onto the WundaCore like this is we don't want to hang or water ski, as Amy says, from that WundaCore. So really find that nice connection of your right shoulder blade to the mid upper back. Good. We're going to transition next into a scissor. So our right leg is still reaching long. You're inhaling to lift that left leg, meeting the right. Exhale, lengthen it back down. Woo! Inhale, crease and fold at the top of the left hip. Left leg comes up. There's this kind of magnetism for a brief moment between your 2 inner thighs, and then lower down. Now, this is feeling aggressive on your right hamstring. You can let that right knee be bent a little bit. It doesn't have to be totally straight. I do want your tailbone to stay on that mat, so don't let it start to tuck up, okay? Beautiful. We're focusing on a neutral spine, a nice level belt line. Good. We got 3 more. And we have a nice roll up coming up. 2. Weight even on both sides of the torso and pelvis. Excellent. Let's take that left leg down. Left arm is up. Beautiful. Keep that belt line nice and level. We're going to go right into a nice roll up. So we're focusing on moving through the center of the spine, chin to your chest, rolling up, lifting through that chest nice and proud. Again, be careful we don't get in that water ski habit. We want to keep that right shoulder blade flat on the back of the rib basket. And then as we roll down, we're resisting gravity. We're rolling down sequentially through the spine, one single vertebra at a time, and then we return to start. Let that head land last. We'll do that again. We're gonna nod the chin gently towards the chest, peeling up, engaging a little of the hip extensor, lifting proud to the chest. Roll down through the middle of the spine as opposed to slightly to the side of it, not missing a single vertebra on the way down. Let's go one more time like that. We draw that chin to the chest. We're curling up and we're back. We're gonna go into a nice kneeling lunge position here now. So we're gonna have our right foot forward. I'm gonna have us hold on to the WundaCore with actually our hands inside. So you want your knuckles against the rim of the WundaCore, not your fingers, not your fingernails, not your wrists. So we wanna be very clear about that. Nice and tall, we're gonna take a nice breath in. As you exhale, you're gonna go ahead and just reach those arms down, pressing actively outbound with both arms and hands equally. Inhale, rotate up. Now the legs and pelvis are gonna stay square. Your eye line is following the direction of travel. Shoulders melting down the back line of the torso as you float those arms up and down. Good, beautiful. Keep that going on. So again, there's a little rotation here, but we're not trying to over twist, because when that happens, we tend to overdo the arms or we let too much move, okay? We're looking for that pelvis and the lower body to stay very quiet and find that waistline rotation. Excellent. Inhale, pressing outbound against the rims of the WundaCore. Excellent. Now you can add a little more flexion as you go down and maybe a little extension as you go up. So you get a little more dynamic multi-planar movement here. Again, we're still pressing outbound. In the WundaCore, our hands are pressing outbound against the rim. So we're getting a nice upper body effort going on here as well. Let's go for 3, for 2, and 1. Let's bring the arms up. We're gonna curl the left toes under. With your weight equal on both feet, bell line nice and level. Float your back left knee up as high as your left ankle. Hold that. So I know you might want to come up this high. I'm going to ask you to do your best. Feel your left knee is lined up with your left ankle. Weight is even on both feet, the same. And we're just going to give me a little tiny bicep pulse, okay? Now you know by now, what's making these elbows lift and lower slightly is the action of your 2 shoulder blades sliding down. Woo, I feel that. Let's go for 5, for 4, for 3, and 2. Elbows are narrow and lower back down. Beautiful. All right, so one more thing to do before we go the other side is we're gonna go into a nice single arm push-up. So similar to what we did on our back, we're gonna have the WundaCore against our right thigh, right open palms against the other indentation. We're gonna bring our left hand onto the floor just beneath our shoulder. I'll actually change my profile. Stretch the left leg long. Let's make sure we're engaging that WundaCore. You wanna feel that equal press of your right hand greeting the WundaCore against your right thigh. Beautiful. Now holding that, pelvis is squared off. We're gonna extend that left hip, bend the left elbow so that we're tilting forward, keeping a long diagonal from your lifted left leg through the crown of the head, and extend that left arm. Wow. So when we're doing this, you can think about the image of a teeter-totter or a seesaw. You wanna really make sure that you're keeping a direct line from that back left leg or left heel through the crown of the head. Keep moving on your end. I'm gonna change my profile again. Something I want you to remember is that right elbow shouldn't flare out to the side. Keep it magnetized, kind of like a letter L against the sideline of your body. We're going for 3 more, nice and steady with that WundaCore. Let's go for 2 and 1. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and do that other side, that single arm push-up. So we're gonna have that WundaCore against the middle of the left thigh. Left palm is against the other indentation. We have our right hand just below our right shoulder. You're in the longest neutral spine that you can find. You're gonna slide that right toe along the mat until your right leg can't straighten anymore.
Do I lift that right leg up via the right booty line, holding that? Can you give me a little more press? A little more press than we usually ask for against that WundaCore, okay? Keep your fingers long. Now, start to extend the right hip. That in turn, cues your right elbow to bend. You're gonna maintain a nice long line from the right foot through the crown of the head, and then coming right back up. Now, if you find that when you go down, you start to drop into that shoulder or strain your neck, limit your range of motion. Only tip forward a little bit. It's not about reaching the foot to the ceiling or touching your forehead to the floor. Think of your right hand as a starfish with suction cups. So you really get that energy from the earth, which in turn helps you find that scapula stabilization. Eye line is down, since your neck is a continuation of the rest of the spine. Very nice. Let's go for 3 more. Mobilize the dome of the left pelvis atop the stable left femur head. Last 2 here. And we're bringing it back up. Excellent. Well, let's get that wood chopper done for the other side. So we have our left foot forward. Again, we have our knuckles inside and pressing outbound against the rims of the WundaCore. Belt line is level, nice, long, and neutral. Exhale and just lengthen those arms down, kind of on a diagonal. Inhale, float the arms up, rotating that upper body, looking up towards your hands. Watch that right shoulder blade doesn't elevate. And then press outbound as you lower down. Inhale, find length as you lift the arms up. Exhale, you can even take a little flexion here and a little extension now as you float the arms up. Let's look at our knuckles. Make sure your index fingers' knuckles are pressing just as actively against the WundaCore as your pinky fingers' knuckles are. Very nice. Shoulders are level. And let's bring it back. Okay, taking the ring into your hands like so. We're gonna curl the back toes under. Yeah, we're gonna find that hover of the right knee off the mat. So from the top of your inseam in tandem with your low deep abs, go ahead and float that right knee up to a hover. So again, we don't wanna be up here. We're looking for that right knee to be level with the right ankle. Amazing, excellent. And then from here, we're just gonna go ahead and do a little lift of the arms overhead and lower the arms back down to chest. Now I'm imprinting actively inbound with my open palms against the side edges of the WundaCore, elbows wide like a diamond. And you're feeling hopefully the shoulder blades dripping down the back line of the torso as a way of lifting those arms up. Beautiful. Check in that weight's equal on the front foot and the back foot. Belt line is level. Let's go for 2 more. Excellent, everyone. Looking very nice. Clock sweeps are coming up. Bringing the arms back down in line with your chest, and then come right back up. Good work. Let's lie down on our back. Good. I'm just gonna get a little more comfortable here so you can see me. We're gonna lie on our back and have that left foot around the WundaCore. Left hand is holding the other edge. Beautiful. We're gonna bring that right arm up. We're gonna get right into our nice single leg roll up. So we draw that chin gently to the chest. We're peeling up, lifting proud through that sternum. Again, remember not to water ski from that left shoulder. We're gonna start to roll down slowly, not missing a single vertebra. Allow that head to be the last thing to land. Beautiful. So that's the trick here, is to not favor a lean to one side more than the other as you're rolling up and down. That's how we're working the full wrap core abdominal effort, in addition to articulating the spine. Very nice. Again, remember, if you're feeling this is aggressive in your hamstring, feel free to bend the knee slightly, not a lot, but slightly, so we can focus on what we're targeting and paying attention to, which is the abdominals and the spinal articulation. Okay, we have 1 more to go like that. We're gonna peel up, lift the sternum nice and proud, eye line is high, and then we're gonna roll ourselves down, 1 single vertebra at a time. Let's keep ourselves here with the left foot inside the WundaCore. Right hand goes behind the head yet again, our upper body's in flexion. We're gonna float that right foot off of the floor, engage your low abs and psoas to bend that right knee into tabletop, engage the back line of the right leg to stretch that leg nice and long. So it's not just a simple movement or maneuver of just bending and stretching the legs. We want a little more intention with this. Feel the back line of the leg elongating as you reach the leg out. Feel the low abs and psoas, inviting that right knee back into tabletop. Good. We're inhaling to stretch that leg long, exhaling to bring the knee in, stopping when the knee arrives over the hips as opposed to coming into your chest. We're gonna go right into some scissors now in about 2 more reps. We did this on the first side. Beautiful. Exhale to pull everything in. Let's hold that right leg long. Now, thinking of the upper inner thighs magnetizing, we float that right leg up, marrying it slightly for a brief moment to the left leg, and then we lower that leg down. You can go low or stay relatively high. The most important thing is you're maintaining pelvic and lumbar stability. Good. So we're exhaling as we go down, inhaling to float that leg up. Again, gentle reminder not to hang like this. I'm water skiing right now. So really commit to plugging that left shoulder blade into the mid-upper back, dropping the shoulder blades evenly away from the neck and earlobes. We got 3 more. Very good. We got 2. And bring it back. Excellent. We're gonna grab the back of the thigh, and I want us to now get into that sideline situation for the other side. So we have ourselves on our right elbow and forearm, our right hip this time. Good. And when we're on this forearm again, we want to not just compress all our torso's weight, okay? So we're finding that lift. The bottom right leg will be bent. And this WundaCore, again, thumbs and fingers long inside that indentation, is going to help you without dropping. It's going to help you from dropping that right rib basket or collapsing on that right waistline. So from here, to see the world on a diagonal line, give me the smallest, say 3% press on that WundaCore, keeping it steady. Fingers and thumbs are long. We find this nice crease on the outer line of the left leg. We're just gonna do a gentle lift and lower, maintaining the left leg, the foot, and the toes parallel. If you recall, it's not about height. We're not trying to get these kicks going. That's not gonna actually serve our abdominals as much as moving a little more conservative, such as I'm doing now. What you wanna think of is envision the head of your left femur. Your femur is your thigh bone. The left femur head is tilting southbound, downward, inside the dome of the left pelvis. And that is what's inviting the left foot and leg to lift up. Amazing. We have 2 changes on deck, same as on that first side. I'm gonna actually change my alignment so you can see me perhaps a little better. Beautiful. So again, we're looking not just to put a lot of focus on that left moving leg, but a lot of focus too on keeping that right waistline from dropping, okay? Beautiful job, everyone. Hold it there. Now, without looking down, we really want to see the world on a diagonal line. But with your mind's eye, can you see that the left hip and the left heel are basically in line? Now, we're gonna bend that left knee as we exhale, kind of like half a diamond. And then again, we talked about this earlier, via the back line of the left leg, stretch that leg nice and long. Exhale as you're bending that left knee, inhaling as you're stretching it nice and long. Beautiful. We can think about creases as well. Creasing at the top of your left hip when you bend that left leg, and then you want to trade that crease to the booty line, just beneath the left buttock as you extend that left leg. Keep a little bit engagement of that WundaCore, remember, so we don't find ourselves like this. Do you see what I'm doing here? So we really want to find that lift. Woo, I'm shaking. I don't know what I feel more, my abdominals, my waistline, or my outer left thigh. Beautiful. Here's our last change here. We're gonna hold that leg hovering. Don't press on that WundaCore any more than you already are. But I'm gonna have you float that bottom right hip up, softly lower that right hip back down. Good, so we don't wanna push down like I just did. That's incorrect. That's not gonna serve us. We're just gonna keep that WundaCore steady. You can imagine a burlap sack is suspended from the ceiling, wrapped around your bottom outer right hip, and that sack is lifting you up and bringing you down. You can maybe feel some hip functionality, some nice glide along the trochanter of your right thigh bone. And maybe you feel the shoulder cup on that right side also gliding as you float up. Very nice. Let's go for 2 more. Woo! Inhale to float up. Exhale to softly lower. Here's our last one. We're floating up and we're bringing it back down. Excellent job.
Thank you. You guys were great. I hope you enjoyed this workout. It was my pleasure working out with you.